Hey everybody, it's Aquila, and this is my YouTube channel, A Lefty Knitter Podcast. This is episode 190. Here I talk about crafting, mostly knitting and yarn crafts, and sometimes other things thrown in. So welcome to any new viewers, welcome back to any returning viewers. I appreciate all of the positive comments I received in the last episode when I was talking about the Supreme Court decision and my feelings about it, and yeah, it's all been very emotional and all the things. So again, make sure you're doing your own research to what you can do in your own states, because that's apparently where we need to put our energy for that topic anyway. So and then of course there's been other things happening, shootings and whatnot, and it's all very, it's a lot, and I get where people are like, I just don't have the energy right now, and I understand that. So sometimes people just need to take their time and have their space and all the things that surround that. I have a story to tell. It's not like a story in a good way. It's like a freaking nightmare, if you want to ask me. Let me start on a good note. We went and played in the river, which we love to do as a family. There's some really great places around here where we are in Baltimore that we can go and enjoy time and enjoy nature. And that was wonderful, and we had a great time. And so we had a long weekend because it was 4th of July weekend here in the United States. We did not do anything actually on the 4th of July other than seeing our oldest daughter's new place. She got a new place, so congratulations. But we didn't really celebrate. Of course, everybody here, and here's the terrible nightmare, which this is nothing compared to what other people are going through. But this is my own personal emotional train wreck, and I'm gonna share it. So fireworks were happening. I've never seen my cats really scared, so that was really hard to put together, that they were not cool with the fireworks. You know, most people talk about dogs, but my two out of my 3 cats were really shook. So, and people were lighting them off in the neighborhood. We could hear firecrackers, we could hear this, we could hear that. Of course, I'm not able to sleep really well, so I'm still up. It's 11 o'clock. Lay down in bed, I put in my headphone, one headphone, because I never put both in, just in case I need to hear haze. Put my headphone in, and I'm watching a podcast, or I was listening to a book. I don't remember. Either way. Things were a blur. So I thought I heard a firecracker or some sort of firework. I don't know. But it was odd, and I tried to get up to see what type it was because it was such a weird noise. And then I didn't get up in time, and I didn't see it, and I didn't see anything. And then I heard it again. And I sit up in bed, and I'm trying to we don't have the curtains open, but I can kind of see out the crack of the curtain, and all I see is fire outside of my window. Sorry. And of course I wake John up. We both run through the house. I go to another window, which is on the same side of my house, which is right here actually. And it's fire. I mean, it is, the house next door is on fire. John ran out. He did volunteer firefighting when he was younger, and he ran out, and he did not put the garden hose away after watering the plants that night. And luckily he didn't. So he was able to get the hose over there. My neighbor was kind of he was froze. I can't even imagine. He's dealing with fight or flight, and not, you're frozen, figuring out what the hell is happening. And I grabbed Hayes because it didn't look like it had gotten, like, touched our house, right? Even though it's only like, our houses are close, like 8 to 10 feet. Maybe a little more, but not much. Whew. My heart is racing just thinking about this and talking about it. Now, I've never experienced, like, I've had a small kitchen fire, like, in the pan, but nothing like this. Grab Hayes. I had my phone. Throw her in my car. I'm calling 911. Of course, the person's like, breathe, calm. And in my opinion, I felt like I was being pretty damn calm to give the information that I was giving to them, because I didn't know if anybody else had called. And neighbors were pouring out of their houses. John and the neighbor had finally, John's shooting it with the hose. Eventually somebody comes and throws a fire extinguisher in his hand, and we found out later it was another neighbor, and he's using that, and the neighbor that lives there finally had, like, unfroze enough to grab his own garden hose, and they were just shooting the hell out of it. And yeah, they got the fire out before the fire truck actually got here. But there is some significant damage. Now, everyone's fine. Everyone is alive, and no one was hurt. They found that all their animals, all the humans, good. Just physical damage to an object, right? So, but man, I seriously, I broke down. As soon as, like, I got off the phone, because the cop had gotten here, and the trucks were pulling up, and the fire was out, I lost it. I lost it emotionally. And that's, like, I'll never forget that feeling. And it's making my blood pressure probably go up right now just talking about it. But, so yeah. So everything culminating together. Today's now Thursday. I haven't recorded anything, and it's not because lack of, like, time to actually record. It's been lack of myself being able to, like, quote, perform. I'm not performing. You guys know I'm upfront and honest, and I talk about our lives, and I'm vulnerable to everyone, so that's where we are. I did get some crafting done now that we're 8 minutes through, and I apologize to anybody that might have brought up, like, a trigger for them. Like, maybe you've been in a fire before, and I've just never, and that instinct was just, it was crazy. It was nothing like I've ever felt before, I guess. So, and if you know, I guess, if you've been in a situation, it doesn't have to be a fire. It could be any situation where it's, like, panicking, right? Whew. Okay, let's breathe. I do have some crafting to show you. So, I know there's going to be people out there, you're going to comment, you're going to talk about your experiences, and you are more than welcome to put that in the comments to talk about it, because you know what, sometimes maybe you've not talked about it to anybody. Oh, so I was probably I felt like the crazy neighbor, because, like, it was so close to our home. I, like, went up to the fireman, I was like, hey, I was, like, crying in pajamas, and I'm like, I just want to make sure, like, nothing, like, sparked off and hit or is smoldering near or on our home. And he looked at me, like, weirdly, like, either A, what is this woman talking about? It didn't touch her house, or B, we've already done this, and you know, because it's our job and we know. But he assured me, and he had one of his guys come up with the heat gun and check our home, and we were fine. But that made me, I could then say I could go in my home and sleep, right? So, of course, I put Hazel in bed with me. We didn't go to bed. Stuff was still, like, that. I think I finally got in bed after everybody had left. Yeah. So our poor neighbors, they have no electric right now because that they're thinking it was electrical. That's what I was hearing. That sounded like a firecracker or a sparkler, but it was electric crackling. And because the main power source to their house was right there, that's what... Okay, breathe again. We are supplying them with a little bit of power because, you know, freezer stuff, that would suck. And then the sub pump, we've had rain here and they already have water in their home because of fire truck hoses and stuff. Okay, let's take a minute. I finished my Penny Lane Primitive felt embroidery kit that I got at Maryland Sheep and Wool this year. I didn't know I was going to be like, let's do this, but it was a new craft, not completely new because I've done some embroidery and I've like sewn with felt, but I've never done something like this. So here was the kit I got, and it came with everything I needed except for floss, which I did go out and buy the exact same flosses. I didn't try to like go through my own floss and pick out the colors. I just went and bought the colors. So it is exactly like, well, it's not exactly like this because cutting out the pieces, you're never exact, right? So it's a handmade item. Sorry, I have the needle still in the middle of it. Let me take that out because I have to find my case where I put my needles. That's my problem, not yours. It's done. I love it so much. So here's the back. I do have to like, it says just to take a iron, like the steam setting, and just do that. I have a few pieces I need to trim that little tail. You probably can't even, can you see it, that little tail? So I feel like I did a pretty darn good job. The last you guys had seen this, I had done some of these speckly dots, the French knots, but I hadn't finished. So those were done. And then I put my back piece on and I did my blanket stitch. Whatever it's called. I'm not an embroiderer. I did that stitch around the edge and it's done. It's done. It's done. I love it so much. I got to take a picture and post it because I haven't done that yet, but isn't that fun? And the kit was very inexpensive. I don't know how much it was, but I don't think it was, in my opinion, it was $21.50. There you go. I was gonna say $21.50. I think it's so cool. And it was very satisfying. Even though it took me a little while because I was like, I gotta cut out each piece perfectly. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, you don't. Because you can't tell. And if I'm gonna have this on a table with something, you're not gonna know. You'll never know. So now I gotta find places to put all my extra felt. Although Hayes has her little machine that she's been using that like machine felts stuff. So I might just give all that felt to her and it's done. And I still have the pattern if I ever wanted to make it again, which I probably won't. But I could. Or gift it to somebody if they wanted to. They would just have to buy all the supplies they need. Okay, let's go to the next thing. This is going to be a very long clip for the beginning, but again, it might be everything that I show you. Okay, I was making those green scrubbies a few episodes ago. I gifted them all to my oldest daughter and her roommates in their new home as like a housewarming present. Not the greatest housewarming present, but we love those so much. So we've been doing not a lot of driving, but driving little places, and I can do scrubbies in like 10 minutes. So I let Hayes pick the new color. This is the new, and the yarn I use is the Red Heart Scrubbie, and these are crocheted. I've said this before in other episodes, the solid colors, you get more yardage than the variegated. So I got 9 scrubbies out of a solid color. I gave 1 to my neighbor and I gave 8 to MJ. So far, I have this much left, and I use an I 5.5 millimeter, an I9 tulip hook. And I have 1. Hazel was like, I want one. She's like, I've been doing dishes. I want a scrubby. So she picked the color. 1, 2, 3. I have 4. And maybe 2 out of this. Maybe 1 big regular size and a mini. I'm not sure yet. But, so I'm going to need to re-up my supply of scrubby because I only have 1 left. I usually keep at least, well, there's 2 colors in there now. But once the pink's done, I'll buy another color and work on those. Those I just do out of my head. I don't have like a specific pattern. I just do a magic chain or whatever it's called, and I do 10 into that, and then I double it. So I do half double crochets because I don't like a double crochet and I don't like a single crochet. Double crochet gives too big of a hole for your fingers to go through. Single crochet, it's too hard to like make the scrubby, and then they're so thick it's ridiculous. Half double crochets. I do 10 in the circle, then I double it. So I do 2 in each half double crochet, gives you 20. And then I do 2 in one and 1 in the next. So you're doing every 2, you're making 3. So then you'll have 35 stitches. And then I just do that around until I like the size. I don't like them to be really big, and that's it. And they stay pretty flat for that method. I don't have it written down, I just do it. I've been working on John's second breakfast cardigan. I'm kind of obsessed with this right now. The Malabrigo Rios is super soft and it knits up pretty quick. Even though I'm on a US 6 needle, this worsted weight, it knits up super fast. So the last time you guys saw this is the top, this is the cast on. I had knit to here, so that's where you saw it last, and now I am from here all the way down here, and I have split for sleeves. Can I put this on without making a mess of myself? I think so. John is not, John and I are kind of like, not the same size. Oh, it would help if I didn't twist it. Let me make a real ass of myself. So there you go. It's so good. It is so good. It's so soft. I love it so much. So I have a feeling like when he doesn't wear it all the time, which I don't know if he will or not, I'll be stealing it to wear. Okay. Sorry, Dolly. Oh God, now I gotta get this off and not so gracefully. Yeah, one at a time, Aquila. Okay. I only have one more thing to show you, and I feel like I should just show you in tomorrow's clip, but then I don't know, like, I don't know where my head will be tomorrow. Right now, my head's good, and I can do this. I am friends with Jennifer. Jen, I don't know what she loves to go by. I have to ask her. So John has known her longer than I've known her, and we are now buddies. We're knitting buddies, and she lives here in Maryland. She has been playing with yarn dyeing, and she finally launched her Etsy shop, and so I bought some yarn. And of course she sent me yarn to give away, so I think I'm going to do it as an Instagram giveaway. So make sure you watch my Instagram page. This is the yarn company. It's called Barley, Hops, and Yarn. Jennifer Amaya, and her Instagram is, for the shop, is Barley, Hops, and Yarn, and her personal Instagram is Jennifer_Rose14, and the shop on Etsy is Barley, Hops, and Yarn, no spaces, because that's how Etsy works. Look at that kitty. Super cute. This is a fingering weight super wash, 75%, nylon, 25. It's 436 yards at 100 grams, and this is called Birdland. So if you know, you know. It's Orioles. It's Birdland. That's what they call the Birdland. So that's the one I purchased because I was like, ooh, that will be fun socks. And so the ones that she gave to me, I'm not sure which one is going to be in the giveaway. So you'll have to keep watching. But she sent me 2. So maybe I'll do 2 separate giveaways. I don't know. This one. And this is called Backyard. That matches my shirt really well. And then Hazel loved this one. And this is called Signature. And these are all the same base. Look at that. I think Hayes is like very correctamundo that this is very beautiful. So great job, Jen. And we need to get together and knit because every time we've tried, it's all falling apart. Yeah. So other than having probably progress on John's sweater, I might not have anything different to show you because the Clockwork, I've only put like minimal amounts of rows on. And I feel like I want to show that once it's like significantly got some work on it. Yeah, that's where we are. I guess until the next clip, I'll see you then. Okay, everybody, it is Saturday and it's July 9th and plans got changed for us, but that's okay. I just need to round up this video and be done. And Hazel needs to stay quiet. That probably won't happen. So yeah, plans changed, but we are going roller skating today, aren't we? We need some practice before we go to the Floxy roller skate in Rhinebeck, and that's exciting, and it's 70s themed, and you get to dress up, and John's already been trying to find an outfit. Whew. Yeah. But I just want to talk to you. I did read one whole audiobook. Didn't read it. Audiobook. I read. So The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue it takes place across like so many years, and she makes a deal with the devil, etc. But no one remembers her. And it's pretty incredible how they intertwine, like, I can't say what I want to say because it gives away the whole story. So they intertwine all these different things into the book, and then when you get to the end, it all like comes together. It's really, I thought it was really, really good. I don't know if anybody else is, I know it's pretty popular floating around on the internet and people talking about it. So I really enjoyed it. The book I'm reading now, because I'm still waiting for my library to have red, white, and royal blue, which I might just give in and get it on Scribd, but I don't know yet. I'm gonna look to see how long, because some of the other girls are already reading it, and we're supposed to do it as a book club, but that's all right. So I decided to grab another book while I was waiting, and I got One Last Stop, I think that's what it's called. I'll insert here if I'm wrong. And that is also by the same author as Red, White, and Royal Blue. And that one, it took a while, like not a whole while, like maybe 10%, and then something happens in the book and it like really hooks you. And so I am like 89% done that one. That one's been really good and I really enjoyed it. And I was talking to my group about I don't love books with heavy petting. That's not I don't enjoy, like, Outlander. I've read all the Outlander books, and yes, there's lots of all kinds of heavy petting in those books. But these books have been on, like, I don't know what that was. Something fell. Bestseller lists. And even though, so the girls in my group were like, yep, chapter blah, 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 heavy petting. And I'm like, great, great. But that's all right. So even though there was, like, a few scenes in One Last Stop, it wasn't, like, super duper, like, graphic in the sexual whatever, but it's been really good. I have enjoyed it, and I am really excited to see how they're going to end this. So it took a weird turn that I guess I wasn't expecting, because I didn't these are just books that people like say they read and they've really liked, and then I just add them to my Goodreads on my want to read list or on my Q and Libby, and I never actually like read the synopsis of what they're about. So I'm just kind of going in blind. I don't mind that. I feel like if I read too much about it beforehand, I have expectations. So I just don't. Yeah, that's where we are. But all right, I'm gonna end this now. That's what I'm reading. I've only knit a few rows on that sweater, and that's all I've done. I've cranked an order, which I just didn't. I'm not showing all that all the time, but yeah, I cranked an order. I have another order to crank, and that's where we are. So I hope everybody's well, taking care of each other, and checking in on all the people that they care about. And until the next episode, I'll talk to you guys then. Knit happy. Bye.